the cornrows. I still drive Route 9 sometimes, because it's the fastest way to my grandmother's house in Millhaven. But I want you to know that I've never once gotten through it again without my hand shaking on the wheel. And I think you'll understand why once I tell you what happened that October night. I'd left Grandma's a little later than I meant to. The sky already gone that deep bruised purple that isn't quite night yet, but knows it's coming. And I had that long stretch of road ahead of me where the corn grows so tall on both sides it feels like driving through a hallway with no doors. I always counted the mile markers on that road. Just a stupid little habit. Something to keep my eyes busy and my mind off how empty it was out there. And I remember exactly what number I was on when I saw her, because I've gone over it in my head 1,000 times since. Marker 17. She was standing right at the edge of the corn in a yellow sundress, the kind of thing you'd wear in July, not in October, with the wind already biting. And that wrongness hit me before anything else did. Before I even registered that she was barefoot. Before I noticed she wasn't holding anything. Wasn't waiting for anyone. Wasn't doing a single thing a person standing on the side of a road at night should be doing. She didn't wave. She didn't flinch from my headlights the way anyone would, throwing a hand up to shield their eyes. She just turned her head as I passed. Slow. So slow. Like her neck was on some kind of track instead of bone, and kept her eyes on me the whole time. And I remembered the skin on my arms went tight and cold, even with the heater running full blast. I told myself it was nothing. People do strange things with scarecrows out here. Dress them up, prop them at the tree line to scare off deer. And I actually said that out loud in the truck, to myself, just to hear a voice that wasn't the wind. But then I hit marker 22, 5 miles further on. Easy 10 minutes of driving at the speed I don't mind admitting I was going by then. And she was there again. Same dress. Same spot at the edge of the corn, like she'd been planted there. Same slow turn of the head. Exact same angle, exact same nothing look in her eyes. And that's when my stomach actually dropped. That physical lurch you feel when an elevator drops too fast, because there was no way, there was no road, no path, nothing a person could have run through 5 miles of standing corn in 10 minutes, flat and beaten my truck there, and arranged themselves in the identical pose. The radio had been playing some scratchy old country station the whole drive, half static, half steel guitar, and right then it just stopped. Not changed, not lost signal with that hiss you get out in the sticks. It just went dead silent, like someone had reached in and turned a knob, and the quiet in that cab was so loud I could hear my own heartbeat over the engine. By the time I hit marker 25, I had both hands clamped on the wheel so hard my knuckles had gone white, and I kept telling myself, out loud now, just keep driving, just get to the gas station, just keep driving. And then she was standing in the middle of the road, not at the edge this time, right in my lane, right in my headlights, that same yellow dress glowing almost too bright in the high beams, and I swerved so hard the back tires kicked out into the gravel shoulder, and I heard them screaming and felt the whole truck shudder under me before I wrestled it straight again, my heart slamming so hard I could feel it in my teeth. I looked in the rear view the second I had control of the wheel again, and there was nothing there. No girl, no dress, just the dark road behind me, and the corn standing dead still on either side, like it hadn't seen a thing. I didn't slow down again until I saw the lights of the Sinclair station on the edge of Millhaven, and I have never been so happy to see a gas station in my life. Fluorescent tubes buzzing over empty pumps, bugs circling under them in lazy little orbits, like nothing in the world was wrong. Earl was working that night, same as always. He's pumped gas there since before I was born. And he came out wiping his hands on a rag, took one look at my face, and said, "You look like you seen a ghost," and laughed the easy way people laugh when they don't actually expect to be right. I told him everything. The dress, the road, the way her head turned like it was hinged instead of jointed. His laugh died somewhere in his throat halfway through, and he set the rag down on the pump real slow, like he needed both hands free for something. "Yellow dress," he said, and it wasn't a question. I just nodded. "Marker 17, then 22, then the road itself," he said, and I felt the blood go straight out of my face, because how could he possibly know that? How could anyone know that? He told me her name was Mary Tobin, that she'd drowned in Schuyler Creek back in 1961, and that folks around Millhaven say if she shows herself to you 3 times, it means she's made up her mind about you. I asked him what that meant. Made up her mind about what? And he wouldn't quite look at me when he answered. "Decided you're going home with her," he said. I laughed, because what else do you do with a sentence like that? And I told him a ghost doesn't have a home to take anybody to. He just shook his head slow and said, "She's got the crick, and the crick's got a real bad habit of needing company." I spent that whole night in a motel 2 miles down the road, with every single light in the room on, even the bathroom one, and I told myself in the morning I'd take the long way home. Route 4, the way that didn't pass anywhere near Schuyler Creek. It wasn't until I was halfway down that road the next afternoon, windows down, sun out, feeling almost foolish for how scared I'd been the night before, that I looked at a bridge sign and realized Route 4 crosses that same creek twice. The corn on either side of it stood just as tall as it ever did on Route 9, and for a second, just a second, I swear one of those stalks near the shoulder looked like it was